Hey guys,
Hey, Dustin, from Crazy Ant Media. How have you been, my friend?
man, rocking and rolling, bro, living the dream. How about y'all?
Same,
Same.
same. Living it to the max, my friend. Where's Logan? Why didn't he want to talk to us, dude?
Why do we want to talk to you? Oh, I don't know, because you guys are badass. That's all I
Yeah.
want.
I was asking why Logan didn't want to talk. He was like, "Oh
Oh
man,
no, man, Logan is a busy guy, bro. You know how it is with us.
yeah,
We
I
got
know."
things all going on in all kinds of different directions. So we tried to coordinate where we could do this together, but couldn't make it happen.
Yeah.
So, we
So-
got half of Team Fantastic. It's
All
all
right.
right.
I have to, just before we get into anything, I got to point out what's behind you here. I see a baby Groot. I see a
Yes.
Wolverine, and I
Yes.
can't make out. Oh, it's Batman.
Yes.
Batman is out there.
That's Dark Knight. If you look up in the other corner, it's
Baby
Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah. And behind me, we've got Marilyn Monroe, Betty Boop, Mickey Mouse, and Hitchcock.
Cool.
And if you look really close, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Franklin Richards is up there from Fantastic
Oh, I
Four.
see him.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I see the cat too. The cat's tail is
I
just,
see a cat's tail.
No, that's Peanut. Come here, man.
what a cutie.
Dog named-
Oh, it's a dog.
it's a
I thought
dog.
it was a cat.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peanut.
Oh, he called you a cat, bud.
I was
What
a
are we
bad.
doing?
I was
And
a
then
bad
and then
man.
what's on the top of you? Is that like an old like projector or something? What is that all the way on top
Yeah,
there?
those are two 8mm cameras.
Cool.
Film cameras.
And the action.
And, yeah, I don't know if you can see way up at the top, but
Yeah.
there's an 8mm projector up there too. So,
Oh, and like Rob said, you got that action sign. That's
yeah, man, we got the slate, of course.
Yes,
That's
that's
cool.
awesome,
Right,
man.
The old film reel, because I'm the old guy, old school, man. You know, I gotta have a bunch of old stuff in it, man.
We just got a bunch of garbage in the
Yeah, I
background.
got tons of
Like,
garbage
you-
back there. Board games with paint and I don't know, paper towels.
I know, you guys aren't seeing what's off on the other side. It's all good. We understand.
But Dustin, you guys have your own movie coming out, like yours and Logan's
Yes.
baby, correct?
Yes, man. Like when we first talked to you guys, it was in development, right? We were just getting started with it or whatever, and we shot it a couple of months ago in Charlotte, and we are super pumped, y'all. We're about to finish up on post-production. It's going to debut next month. So we look, this film was absolutely phenomenal. We got so lucky with the casting and the crew that we got to bring together on this film. It just absolutely blew us away, man.
That's amazing.
First, I want to give all the credit to the guy that's not here right now, Logan, because he's the guy who pulled together the crew, right?
Okay.
He kind of went out, found these people, pulled them all together. We interviewed them, but the whole process of finding the people that we were going to interview and kind of work together with, he did. He went out and kind of did that. And this team that he pulled together when we got there, and you guys know when the whole purpose of us is for whether it's the podcast, whether it's the film stuff, or whatever we're kind of doing with the company and everything, our main goal, one of our main goals is to give that opportunity to people that might not have thought that they could do this for a living or kind of get, make their dreams happen. And we
Yeah.
wanted to give that opportunity like people had given us, right?
Awesome.
So this crew is like a fantastic mix of really experienced people, and then some people, it was their very first time on a film set.
I love that.
So yeah, dude, and it was amazing. The way it all came together when we showed up at the location and we're getting out and the crew starts coming. Now keep in mind, none of these people had ever met before, none of them had ever worked together before or whatever, right? So they get out of their cars or vehicles and everything, they're coming over, and before any introductions happen, before, oh, hey, I'm such and such, I'm such and such, grab the gear, get up, we got to set up, we start shooting in an hour and a half, right? That's how we knew, oh shit, this group is here to work, this group is going to be special. And that's like, I just, from the get-go, we knew, okay, this is going to work.
That sounds pretty rare to have a crew that just knew to do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then and our talent wanted to pick some stuff up. We're like, no. Talent doesn't pick shit up. You're not.
Oh, I'd be the guy like, no, you set it up for me. You get me my cappuccino and air condition my trailer.
So it was insane, y'all. Like, just to give you a kind of a context of what the film is about, it's about these two college students who are in this huge argument after an event happens on their campus, okay? And they're having this back and forth, and the one student's in the dorm room, and she's having this argument, basically, or heated discussion, if you will, with the other one, and it's happening on a Zoom or a video conference, right. FaceTime, whatever you want to call it, right? One's on the computer screen, one is in the room. So this whole thing is kind of going back and forth, and the whole idea is that there's a twist ending. We've got a really surprise twist ending with it that's going to make you question whether or not that conversation ever actually even happened.
Okay.
Was it real? Was it not real? It's a really cool surprise ending.
Also, like, just by hearing that, like, does it make you doubt who you originally agreed with, maybe? Like,
yeah, it's going to make you doubt a whole bunch of things.
Cool.
Like, I think going into it, you're going to think you've got a really strong grasp of what's going on, and by the time it's over, you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute, we got to watch that again, because I totally get that.
That's right? The best, when you got to go back to rewatch. I love that.
Oh yeah, man, and the whole purpose of this film, it deals with a whole bunch of controversial stuff, right? When we first got the script, and it's a great script written by a guy named James Brandon, but when we first got it, and he was so generous, he's like, guys, do whatever you want, and just if you want to change some things, if you want to rewrite some things, just go for it, which is very rare.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
You can't change anything.
Yes.
So we were able to do it. So we posted the casting call up on IMDb, and we got just an overwhelming huge response of people that submitted to cast to audition for it.
Okay.
And we found these amazing people, and they were all doing really well. And
Dustin, it froze for a sec.
Oh no, Dustin.
Wonder
if I'm just like broadcasting out to too many. I'm gonna cut the Vaughn because Vaughn doesn't really use that. So
Dustin,
so that's what we did.
Dustin, sorry, so sorry. It cut out for a sec. Everything froze.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So where did I leave off?
You said he gave you the permission to do whatever you guys wanted with the script.
That's right. So we were going into it, and it was a guy and a girl initially, right?
Okay.
And very, very much kind of, okay, we've seen this sort of a thing before. So, but we were auditioning. We had a lot of fantastic actors, audition for the male role, a lot of great people for the female role, and we were rocking and rolling, and we were really happy. And then halfway through, Logan and I said, wouldn't it be really badass if we changed this one guy to a girl? Yes. And so we were like, okay, let's do that. Because we wanted to kind of shift the storyline to make it a bit more relevant with what was going on today.
Right.
And we started hammering down with some really controversial stuff. So it's dealing with the LGBTQ community and a same-sex relationship. It's dealing with gun violence. It's dealing with hate and racism. It's dealing with mental health. All of that kind of plays a huge role in this story that you're watching.
Cool.
And it really kind of is meant to start a conversation. So not only were we talking about the end of the film going, wait, what the fuck? But you also be talking about why you think that what the fuck moment happened because of all the stuff that's in the story.
Yes. So, when dealing with, when putting on a film that has controversial stuff, is it... Yeah. You have to like rewrite a bunch, or has there ever been anything you did that you thought was fine where somebody else is like, no, it's got to be changed here and there? Like, is that
well, we did do several rewrites to it. We did run it by several people to find out if is this gonna be okay? Is this not gonna be okay? Yes. And you think you get to a point, but as filmmakers, I don't really give a shit. My goal is to tell our story, right?
Yes.
And if you like our story, great. And if you hate our story, great. The point is, we want people to talk about it.
That's what it's all about, I feel. And still staying true to what product you want to put out. And I also wanted to ask, too, Dustin, as far as selling a script goes, like... Yep. When you sell a script, and is that it? Is that transaction the end of it? Or do you still get royalties when the movie gets made? Or does that just differ from every different situation.
Yeah, it's all a different situation. Like, we were able to actually option this script for free, so which is very, very rare. And then had complete creative control, like I said, to change it kind of how we wanted. And all this writer wanted, it was credit. He wanted to be credited as the writer, right?
Yeah.
So that very rarely ever happens. So we were lucky in that sense. So, and then this particular film, for us, it's not about kind of recouping the budget or kind of redoing anything like that. For us, we plan on putting this one on the circuit, the film festival circuits, getting it out there, putting it out there. It will be available. I mean, we'll make a little bit of money. It's going to be on Amazon, so it'll be available for rent. So we'll recoup budget money.
Yes.
But for us, it was more of it's our directorial debut. It's mine and Logan's directorial debut. So for us, it's more of a calling card of
just
here's
making
what
a
we
name
can do.
just for you, for the writer. I love that. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I kind of like you saying that was a rare thing for to do, but I feel like that's also a great thing to do, because if this thing becomes a cult classic, then everyone's name is there.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the response that we've gotten before this thing has even been seen is absolutely huge. We have no doubts in our mind it's gonna win some awards. And these two girls that we found, award-winning performances without doubt.
Oh,
I would bet money on it, hard money on it, that these girls are going to win awards when this thing hits the festival circuit.
I'm gonna want to see this. I'm going to want to see this as soon as it comes out.
Look, they blew us away in the auditions, but on set, they just brought that shit to a whole nother level. I mean, there's this great picture. If you guys follow us on social media, we posted it, but there's this great picture where it's myself and Logan and one of the stars and our DP, and we're all just like we're watching back the footage, and we're all just like speechless. We're like, because it was so good.
I saw that.
We had no, like it's fucking good when you can't say anything.
Yes, that's what I mean. When it's your project and you made it, and you're still just like blown away by it. That's
you're just
cool.
like blown away about what you just saw. And it's absolutely, these girls just, and you were talking about when it is dealing with controversial stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the whole casting process and the whole crew, hiring the crew, when we were going, you get these girls auditions, they don't get the full script, right? They get what's called sides.
Yes.
So they only have a particular kind of idea of, right? And sometimes sides are bullshit. Sometimes it's just something else that's not even in the main script.
Right.
Yes.
In this case, it was in the main script, but they still didn't have the full context. So once we kind of decide on, okay, we like these people, we want to kind of do, then we have to have that discussion. Okay, listen, this is what it's actually about. This is what actually kind of happens. Mm-hmm. Are you okay with that? And we did lose several people that were like, I don't think I'm comfortable kind of dealing with this kind of stuff. I'm not ready there in my career to try to do that. So I'm going to have to pass. And the same type thing happened with the crew. Oh, we were called all kinds of stuff from Just People, right? We were, we were hardcore, liberal, progressive jackasses because we were talking this or that.
I get that sometimes. I get called snowflake, liberal. I can't even think of the name I got called once. It was just ridiculous.
It was just unbelievable,
Soy boy. I got called a soy boy. Have you been called that, Dustin?
Soy boy.
That's fantastic. So we had to route everything out, right? We had to figure out who we wanted, who we didn't, and then within that group, who was going to be okay with what we were doing.
Yeah.
Who was going to be okay. Because we had to come up front and say, this is going to take some heat. This is going to cause some conversation. It might not all be good conversation. So are you okay with that? Are you prepared with that?
Yes.
And everybody that we brought on was just unbelievable, man. And the school, it's in a dorm, all takes place in a dorm room. So we got lucky enough with the school was shut down. So we had access on the entire campus in an entire building. It takes place in a dorm room, but we had access to the entire building.
That's what I was going to ask. Did it take place, the filming, during the pandemic or during a break?
It did take place during the pandemic. The university was closed down. They were supposed to have some summer stuff going on, But that was no good. That was canceled. So we had access to this.
That's a great
we
time.
We did follow all the protocols. The mask mandate was lifted just before we started the shoot.
Okay.
But we had to follow along with even though it was non-union, we still had to follow along with a lot of the guild rules. So we did have to do temperatures. We did have to, do all the process of who's vaccinated, who isn't. We did separate in zones. We had to do boxed food. It was like a whole kind of thing to make sure everybody was okay.
Because that's why I was thinking, like, the couple of shows that did have things go on, like The Walking Dead. I know they're not SAG, they're not union, but they still followed that. You could tell by the episodes.
Yeah, and it's just because you want everybody to be safe, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be in this, right? And for us, we shot over a 2-day period, so we're shooting 12, 14 hours, right, in this small confined dorm room, and there's no air conditioning because you can't have the air conditioner run. It fucks with the audio.
Yes, that's what we do. Yes, we'll sweat. We'll sweat and be disgusting for our show.
And it's in the middle of summer, so these girls are in with lights and all this kind of stuff, so it's just beat down hot. You want to make sure everything is good for these people in this miserable situation, right?
Yes.
So, but look, okay, I want to give the shout outs to these people though, because they're all fucking fantastic. Obviously, Logan, who very first time. Not only is this his directorial debut, he was one of the people that very first time on a set ever.
Oh, wow.
Ever. Wow. So to be the director, right? to co-direct this film, and it's your first time ever on a set. That's pretty impressive, right?
Yes.
And then our stars, okay? It's Cara Burns and Jessica Mia Polito, and they are freaking just unbelievable. They both have had experience. They're not like fresh to the game acting, but they're not yet kind of like really known, right? And we were kind of going for that. We wanted some unknown talent to kind of put in these roles because we knew what kind of roles these were going to be. And their whole audition process was fantastic. They blew us away. And then we needed some behind the scenes stuff because in the film, there's some pictures that take place on a screensaver. Not going into too much. I told you it takes place, one of them on a computer screen. Yeah. So there's a screensaver type thing that plays a big thing into this. So we had to have these girls meet. So we got them to meet for the very first time. And then we got these behind the scenes pictures of these two girls that are supposed to have been a couple for 4 years and madly in love, and like they've never met. So we've got these two, like, hi, I'm Jessica, hi, I'm Cara, and then go. And so we're following them around this small college town, right? A different campus than what we shot on, but we're on this college campus. And these two are going, and they're taking just like unbelievable pictures. Everybody thinks they're a couple. They're commenting to them, saying hi, like, oh, that's so beautiful. And like the chemistry that they had from day one was just phenomenal.
That's
right?
awesome. Yeah. Yes.
And they were able to just bring it. And then, cool. Like I said, with the crew, we found this director of photography that just, first of all, he looks straight up like he could be a member of ZZ Top. Okay, he's got the long white beard, man, and he's rocking, and he's like the coolest chill dude ever, right? So we get him, and he's talking about the script, and he's like, oh, this is the kind of stuff I like to do. This is the kind of thing. And we got our first day, and by the way, his name is Brian Wright, and he's fucking phenomenal. If anybody ever listening to this needs a cinematographer or a DP, that's your guy, Brian Wright. It's fucking crazy awesome. Was not scared to do anything we wanted him to do to get the shot. And we've got some crazy shots. Cool. But he nailed them all. Yeah. Our first AC, our first assistant camera, Robert Gutty. This guy, first time ever on a set, but he's always been interested in camera. He always kind of wanted to see the deal, see how it works. So the first conversation is with Brian. We go, hey, we got this guy. He interviewed really well. He's really enthusiastic. He's never been on a film set, but he's got a little bit of camera experience with photograph cameras, not film cameras, right?
Yeah.
And he said, but he wants to come on and learn. And Brian was like, fuck yeah, I'll teach him. I'll teach him whatever he wants to know. And like, cool. I don't know, 3 hours in on day one, Robert's behind the B cam filming. Like you've never been on a set before. This guy's behind the B cam filming. And I'm just like, okay, this is awesome. By the way, he just wrapped on a 48-hour film project, and he was the DP. So he went from 2 months ago, never have been behind a camera on a film set, to being the cinematographer on a film, like within less than 2 months, which is freaking phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. And then our special effects makeup person, okay, Sarah Everhart, she's 17, y'all. 17. Hollywood's already knocking at her door. She's already won contests, and they wanted her to come out. Mom was like, "Nope, you're finishing high school first. You're not going out there."
I agree.
And we feel so bad because you're not going to see any behind the scenes pics of her work because of the twist ending. We can't show anything. But this girl's work is unbelievable, and she's 17.
Yeah.
And we were just like, wow. So Mom had to be on set.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
We're like, listen, Mom. And by the way, whose name is Amy Everhart, Sarah Everhart, the makeup artist, but Amy Everhart. We're like, listen, Mom, here's what the film's about. Here's all the shit that's gonna go down. Is she okay? She's 17. Is this gonna be okay? Mom was like, hell yeah, this will be a great experience. This is gonna be something
that's
that she
cool.
can do. And so we said, we're fine with that. That's awesome. We love her work, but you're gonna have to come too, because we're gonna need the parent on set with her.
I love that.
And then, God bless her, Amy becomes like the set mom. She's handling all the shit that anything that went wrong, Amy's on it. She's like, you guys do it. I got this. I'm going to handle it. Right? She picks up the camera. She becomes a still photographer. So all the behind the scenes shit that you're seeing, she was grabbing all the shots.
Dude,
right?
that's awesome.
Yeah,
what a cool crew.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then, and I want to make sure I call all these names out. Then we can go on to whatever you guys want. But so Sarah, okay, Delaney Clifford was our unit production manager, and outstanding. This guy's done all kinds of Hollywood stuff, been on huge productions, worked on all kinds of stuff. Still says, yeah, I'll come do your guys' stuff, no problem. By the way, I want to put this out there. All of these guys, not the talent, but the entire crew worked for free. All of them worked for free. Whether
That's
they
what I was
were
wondering.
huge experience and whether they were on all kinds of, huge sets, whether they were just starting out, all worked for free because they believed in the project and they believed in what we were trying to do.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, huge. And I'm going to tell you a little story about that when we get on there. But Jason Cacciabata, who I've known my whole life, literally, we've been friends since I was like 15 and he was like 8. He was our first AD, first assistant director. He's been involved with the company stuff and in the industry for as long as I have. He was our first AD. Guthrie Worthington, holy shit, this guy, storyboard artist, okay? We're doing literally what we're doing right now, a Zoom. And we're going page by page by the script. And Logan and I are saying, okay, this is how we want this scene to look. And he's literally drawing it as we're saying it. And we're watching it. And we're seeing the film come to life, almost animated as he's drawing it. An unbelievable guy. This guy was just like, and the shots that we were able to pull off because of the storyboards that this guy delivered made it so easy for the camera guys to go, oh, well, I know exactly how that's supposed to look.
Cool.
Right? I mean, it was so freaking phenomenal to see him. And then our sound guys, Chris Crowell and Ken Merritt, they were a team. They've worked on a bunch of different stuff together. They called each other up and said, I think it was Chris that we got first. He's like, hey, I got another guy, Ken. He's my buddy. We work on these things. Interview him. Let's get it and do a team. Absolutely freaking phenomenal from start to finish. Riley Ryan was our production assistant who turned into the clapper. She handled all of the slates and the clapper. Because when you're on an indie film set, you wear a lot of hats, and if something happens, you got to be, oh, shit, we need you over here to do this, And she jumped right in. She's another one that's worked on all kinds of huge Ford versus Ferrari and, like, all kinds of huge shit. Wow. Comes on board to do ours, right? So we're freaking out with that. And then our composer is Antonio Lepore. He's been the composer on a ton of award-winning films. He was a composer on the huge scripted podcast America 2.0 that had Lawrence Fishburne and Patrick J. Adams and Shanola Hampton and like all those people. He composed that. Just a brilliant fucking composer. And he's got our score done. We just heard the final score and it was freaking epic. It was unbelievable. So that's all of our cast and crew, right? And then we funded it through a Kickstarter. And we had it fully funded in less than 24 hours. Wow. So the response was just huge.
Yeah. Not only that sounds almost unheard of as far as crowdfunding goes.
Yeah, and not only that, but a few of our guests, a few of our famous friends, they donated. They were like, we believe in you guys. We believe in your project. We're going to throw down. We're going to put some money into this. Cool. And so that was unbelievable to us. We were just like, you got to be kidding. You guys don't have to do that. But they did it anyway, right?
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, it wouldn't have happened without those people. We ended up having, I think, like 30 investors. They all just, anything from $25. Some of them were dropping hundreds of bucks, you know, and it was huge. So definitely all of them we want to thank, and we do. We thank all of them in the credits, and they're all getting shout outs, and they're all doing stuff like that. But dude, guys, it was just unbelievable. It was a truly unbelievable. And even though it was the first film for a lot of people, I've always kind of treated it the same way I treat our company. It's like, we're not Disney yet, but you have to act like it, right?
Right.
Yes.
You can't ever be there.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. You are.
Yes.
So this film might have been a short film. It might have been shot in 2 days, and it might have had some inexperienced crew and some experience. But we shot this shit like it was a $200 million production. Yeah. You know, and we followed all the rules. We had all the contracts. We got set insurance. We followed it as if we were doing a $200 million film.
Cool. I love that you're still this excited about it, even after doing it. Like that. Another thing that I think is great. I'm excited
about it because now we're in post and we're seeing it all come out. We're just like freaking huge. But the response from the cast and crew, that's where we felt most. They were like, we would have never been able to tell that you guys are first-time directors. This is the most professionally run set we've ever seen. And some of them were like, are you shitting? We have insurance? It's covered by insurance? So apparently they had been working on some shit that wasn't covered before, you know, all this kind of stuff. So we were getting that on the business side. And then to blow the heads up even more, they're like, this is genius. The creative visionaries that you guys are, the impact that you're going to. And so we were like, oh, yeah, okay. So first time, and we're getting visionaries, most productive set they've ever worked on. This is like.
Dude, that's great.
Thank God we don't have egos, because we wouldn't have been able to fit outside of the dorm rooms by the time it was done, right?
Dustin, we have to wrap it up, dude. I hate it. I could go on with you.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
But we have to ask Dustin, before we wrap it up, though, like, you know, Rob and I are ending the show, so if you need some guys on set,
if you need,
future actors or
wipe things down, I can.
Oh my God!
I'll bring you some coffee.
Yeah, we would love to have you guys on set, man. I mean, it would be badass.
It'd be a blast.
And thank you for giving us the opportunity to come on and talk about it and everything. I'm thrilled that you guys are the first show that we've started to promote it on. Because, you know, we're going to do the route. We're going to get out there. We're going to promote the shit out of it and everything. But for you guys to be the first that we get to do it, I'm thrilled, man.
I thank you for it. I'm just as thrilled, man. Where can everybody find you guys?
Okay, obviously we're everywhere. We do podcasts, we do the film company everywhere. So you got to follow us at Crazy Ant Media. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. Jesus help us. We just joined TikTok. That's on TikTok. We're on Pinterest. We're on Facebook. Everywhere. Crazy Ant Media. And then the podcast inside the Crazy Ant Farm. That's ItCalf Podcast, and that's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on TikTok. So basically anywhere, and of course YouTube. We're on YouTube everywhere. So yeah, man, we didn't even scratch the surface of the podcast, bro. We got so many epic guests coming up, and just like about to hit our 150th guest.
Congrats! That's big.
So it's crazy, and it was all set to get our name out there.
Yeah.
The way that everything has worked out, the way we've been able to just jump into the film stuff because of the connections and the networking and the friends we've made in the podcast. It couldn't have worked out better if we tried, man.
That's amazing, Dustin. Thank you so much, dude. Have a great night, my friend.
Yes, you guys too, man. Take care, buddy.
We will, and good night, Peanut.
Yeah. Yeah, he just looked up. He's like, what's up? You got cheese?
Later, Dustin.
Later,
you
man.
rock, dude.
Take care, guys.
You too, man.